What is up, the wonderful people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go through a bit of a back workout, but before that I'm just going to give a bit of a prep update. So the last week's been pretty weird. Like in the last video I mentioned that I was getting sick. Yes, I was sick. Like nothing awful, just sore throat, headaches, impacted my sleep a bit. Didn't really impact my training too much, which was a surprise. I mean, did get lightheaded and things like that, but nothing too bad. And then, so it impacted my sleep a little bit. I was getting a little bit irritable, combination of just prep and then also being sick. I was a bit frustrated that I was ill. I think that that's probably normal. You know, no one wants to be ill, but no one wants to be ill and then sort of self-suffering at the same time. Not that prep's been really tough. I mean, food did drop. We had the below 2,000 calorie day not too long ago introduced, and then it's been every rest day is around 1,800 calories ish. I think that that's come down today as a result of a stagnating weight. So that's been a bit weird mentally, but it's a good opportunity to highlight that prep isn't a weight loss challenge. Prep is about the physique that you bring to the stage. So while my weight hasn't really changed, it hasn't bothered me too much because I feel like the look is continuing to improve, which is really positive and really exciting. And I'm trying to really focus my priorities on enjoying the process rather than worrying about flipping numbers. So that's something that has been really big for me. I'm just trying to enjoy the day-to-day, even if my weight's not changing. I can feel leaner, and I do feel like we're heading in the right direction, so I'm really not stressing about the weight, and I think that's the value of having a coach as well, someone as experienced as Finn is. I can just completely leave that to him, completely trust him, just follow his direction. And I think that that's something that's really undervalued within the idea of following the process. I know that a lot of people sort of flex having their, like, being self-coached. I know that I wouldn't be able to do that just because I'm an impatient guy. Like I would, as soon as I saw my weight wasn't coming down, I would have just increased my cardio or decreased my food a little bit. But Finn, knowing what he's doing, is prescribing stuff effectively, and I've trusted him all the way through up until now. So it's the best part of a year, or year and 2 or 3 months, and it's been flipping amazing. Like the progression that I've seen. Not that this is just an ad for Finn_natural physiques coaching, but massive credit to him, and it's really allowed me to not worry too much about everything. Just focus on what I'm supposed to do, controlling the controllables, and then the outcomes are the outcomes. Like that's what comes of your efforts. It's not the efforts themselves. So all I can control is how much effort I put into everything, and enjoying the process as much as possible. But that's the value of coaching. It's not just having the extra set of eyes. It's not just having that extra accountability. It's someone who can objectively look at you and say, hey, this is what we have to do, rather than the subjective. I was talking to someone about how what you see is never going to be accurate. Like you're either going to think you're way better than you are, you're way worse than you are. You're never going to be like objective of what you can see, and especially during a prep. Like my mindset goes up and down in terms of how I think I look. Like some days you look in the mirror and you think, oh yes, definitely looking leaner, we're seeing progress here, and then other days you're like, what is that? Like I'm putting all this effort in, but I'm not getting anything. And then an hour later you'll be back to, oh hey, we're cracking on, we're looking great. So trying to have someone in your corner that can just view it as it is, rather than the skewed view that you're going to have of yourself. So I think that's another really big value of coaching. But the main thing that when I say controlling the controllables is, am I eating the macros he's suggesting? Am I training to my maximum capacity? Am I doing my cardio? Am I hitting my steps? Am I prioritising my sleep? All of these little things that then build up. And yeah, I'm just enjoying that process, to be honest. And it's quite liberating, I think, to have someone in your corner who knows what they're talking about and can really help you out. So that's been really fun. More specific, like in terms of details, I want to be more, well, not more transparent, but like pretty open about sort of the actual experience I'm having during this prep, not just for those of you watching. And I don't just want to share all the highlights, hence why I had sessions in where stuff has gone wrong, like the dumbbell pressing where I nearly decapitated myself. Go back to one of the previous videos for that. But like my weight, so last week was seeing a general downward trend. 71.9 was my lowest last week, and then had my high day and I went above what I was the previous week. So the previous week I'd gone up to 72.5, I think, and I was at 72.6 after my high day last week. And my weight just never really dropped back down again. So it ended up at 72.1, and yeah, it's just stayed there for the best part of 5 days, which is a bit unusual for me. I normally have my high day, 2 or 3 days later my weight will drop off, but it's been a bit weird considering I'm technically heavier this week than I was last week, but I definitely think the look has improved since then. Like little things like vascularity, I think my quads have got a little bit more detail, feeling good. Training's going really well, so again, focusing on the controllables, like training's been fantastic. The last 2 days have been really, really good in terms of progressing on everything pretty much, other than I think, what did I not? I think the only thing in 2 sessions I didn't progress on were 2 sets of dumbbell preacher curls, and I just hit what I'd hit previous weeks, which has ticked me off because it would nearly be a perfect week of progression so far this week, which is fantastic. Um, and just enjoying that part of training. I think the part of that is I've been able to take sort of the frustration I've been feeling out on my sessions. So like that uncertainty of what's going on with my body, like bin it off. I'm in here to work. Like whatever's going on out there, I can use it here. Um, and that also comes with sort of built up frustration throughout sort of general life as well. Um, yeah, and just using emotions in a positive way and getting excited about training. That's fundamentally why I bodybuild, is because I just love training. I don't really care about stepping on stage in a thong. Like that doesn't really like interest me in terms of why I go into the sport. I just love the lifestyle of it, like dedication to eating, sleeping, maintaining sort of really good routines and structures, training really, really hard. Like if I didn't go to the gym for 4 or 5 years and just went, hey, I want to be a bodybuilder, I'd be awful. Because I've not built the time falling in love with going to the gym, falling in love with meal prep, falling in love with this whole desire to become a better version of yourself. And I think that's what bodybuilding is. Go away, mate. Is progress personified, like continually seeking self improvement, um, which has its highs and its lows, because you're never going to be where you want to be, but you're always going to be better than you were yesterday. So yeah, it's a bit of a twisted ploy. Um, but anyway, yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to talk about in terms of don't let your scale determine how you think. There's so many other factors to weight loss, fat loss, prep than just hey, how much do I weigh today. It's very easy to say that, very easy to get frustrated with it, but just being very focused on what's going on with you in terms of, am I doing everything I can from a training perspective? Am I doing everything I can from a nutrition perspective? if you're ticking both of those boxes, and even then adding things like sleep supplementation, but even supplementation is way down low. But especially sleep, like, am I doing everything I can? Am I staying within my structures? Like, these are the things that are important, not when I wake up in the morning, am I lighter than I was yesterday? Nobody cares. You're not going to step on stage and go, oh, hold on a sec, we're just going to stick the scale in front of you. You might be the leanest, might be the biggest, but because you weigh 0.2 kilos heavier than this bloke, hey, you can't win that. I suppose in a way weight categories do that, but that's so particular. Like, it's not a weight loss game. It's how good do I look on stage, and I'm really focusing on that. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym now. One quick tidbit that I've done is flipping hot today. It's supposed to get to 29 degrees, which is flipping hot for England. That's the first heat wave of the year. They did say something like 33 degrees in some parts of the country, which is very hot for here. But enough about that. The main thing is what I've been doing with my intra workouts. I stick it in the freezer. So when I make my breakfast, I then stick my intra workout in the freezer so that when I go to the gym, it stays nice and cool. Not so it's frozen all the way through. There'll be like a little bit of ice, but by the time I get to the gym, it's just liquid probably, and then that's really nice to sip on throughout the session, and it's nice and refreshing. So yeah, this back session is the same as the one you've seen a few times, but there's a few there's a few like technique and mentality things that I now go into this session thinking a little bit differently. So that'd be interesting to sort of talk about. But yeah, as mentioned a couple of times about sometimes when things aren't changing, people will automatically go, oh, I have to dig even harder. And then the reality is you actually have to pull back a bit because your body's sending you the signal that it doesn't want to lose. So if we've made a little change, like 2 weeks ago, food came down, or well, technically 2 weeks ago, food came down on rest days. So instead of 2,000-ish calories, it went down to 1,800 on rest days, and nothing really changed after that. But you would expect something to have changed in terms of weight. So we're sort of seeing what's going to happen there, and I assume that there'll be sort of a balance between pulling back on expenditure and decreasing food a little bit, at least for the next few days, and then sort of seeing where things are at. But this is my first day in 2 weeks, but first Thursday in 2 weeks where I haven't had a high day. So yeah, not fantastic, but hey. Anyway, that's enough blabbering from me. Get into the session. We'll have a good time, and yeah, I'll see you at the gym in a minute. So done all my warm-up stuff. So for this session specifically, I like getting on the treadmill. I do 5 to 6 minutes. I normally do like 7 to 8, but because I had cardio this morning, I peel it back a bit just to make sure my steps aren't like massive today, especially since I have legs tomorrow. It doesn't really make much sense to have them extremely high, but I'll go over the daily average of 13.5. I'll be at like 14.5 by the end of today. And yeah, and then I start with a single arm pullover just so I get a bit of a lat engagement, just because it's very easy to not engage with my lats here. And that's obviously the main focus is having it here, hence why the elbow is so important, and I really try and keep it tucked and drive it down. And yeah, feels really good. Warm up, a 10, a 20, and now into top set, just because I've done like a fair amount of warming up prior to. I don't need to do too much here. But I did 27.5, failed on my 9th last week, so goal is just get this for 9. Real simple. Ooh, come on now. Come on. You know what that is? It's fucking progress right there. Okay, the very intelligent people of YouTube. It's a great question for you right here, right? So say you're doing a pull-up or a dip. You lose 1.25 kilos from 1 week to the next. But you add 1.25 kilos onto the dip belt, whatever you use to progressively overrun. You have progressed your relative strength, but have you truly progressed? That's my question. Because obviously you're moving more weight with less body weight, but you're actually just moving the same amount of weight. So say you get exactly the same reps. Have you progressed? That's my thought on here. Doesn't matter because I haven't lost 1.25 kilos, but yeah, that's my question of the day. Let me know down below. Feet, hips, row. That's it. You want to be a champion? Oh, prove it. Come on, boy. It's easy. Oh, right, 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 right. Oh. Okay. Was that the cleanest rows ever? No. If anyone's been watching my channel for any period of time, they would know I don't row clean. These barbell rows, I don't row clean. But that's going to work. That holding onto this for as long as possible is going to guarantee that when I step on stage, I will have a decent back. Not many people want to fucking hold on to a barbell row like I do. 140, 70 kilos. I can hold on to 140 after 70 kilos. Boy, that's going to be something. But right now, just holding on. And that's good. Happy. Lit my back up like a mofo. My word. But some people are too afraid, right, to do hard stuff. Like as soon as you get into lower body fat, oh, this is dangerous. Fuck off. It's dangerous when you have body fat. Just fucking hold on to what you've built as hard as you can. I took 1 rep up there. Was it a good rep? No, not really. But a rep up means I fluctuate between 8 and 10 reps with 140s, depending on the week. Normally it's dependent on how well RDLs went earlier in the week, just because my erectors will be fried if it went really well. So, yeah. Don't be afraid of doing hard stuff, hard movements, hard dieting. But I know it's going to get a whole lot harder for me. So I'm just enjoying this while I can. And that's what enjoying the process is. It's day by day enjoying what you can do and doing everything you can. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Hope you enjoy it. Execution. It's not enough to match. It's not enough to match from last week. It's not good enough. It's a test of how much you want it. That's all this is. How much you want. Fucking show me. Big brace. pause, control. In recent weeks, my approach to this machine specifically has changed a little bit. So after getting some feedback from Finn about my execution here, he noticed that I wasn't really lengthening my lat. So I sort of thought, well, if I keep it tight, if I never fully extend, then I'm always going to be on it. But it's the same with any muscle group. It's like the deeper the stretch, the better, really. So it's just the stretch is there, not there. So yeah, I really try and exaggerate now, like letting go, which is feeling really good. Some people might have a difficulty with it because you almost have to like if you let go too far, you have to re-engage, and that can be sort of off-putting, and can be difficult to sort of split it up. So initially what you might want to do is think, okay, I've got to fully let go, re-engage, and then pull in. But the line hasn't changed, it's just stretching it a little bit further. So before I was just there, that was whereas now I'm really trying to exaggerate a bit more, and hopefully that shows now. Otherwise I've just fought for nothing. Oh, fight! Right! 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 I cocked up my positioning on that first set. Sort of shows you how important it is to get that right. It's literally just, I like having my foot here. I generally do the alternate foot so I don't bang my leg, but I didn't get this right, so I felt really unstable. But it meant that I was just like leaning over way too much, and it's not ideal. I'm trying to stretch it. From here, I'm not going to be able to fully do that. So this set, I'll get it right. I did this for 14 last week, so 15 to go. All fun. Right. Right. Hey. Right. Right. Hey. Right. Right. God. Not quite. Right. Boom. Boom. Oh. Very. God. Fuck. Boom. Boom. Oh. Wait. Oh my word. Yeah, I'm missing that high day food now.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Reaching for the stars.
Okay, people, so that was a pretty decent back session. Nothing really to complain about. Sprinkled in some progressions in there, which was really nice to see. As has sort of been a theme over the last couple of sessions, is I start off very energized and I'm happy to talk a fair bit, and then sort of dwindling off towards the end and just trying to focus on getting the work done. So there wasn't much talking towards the end of the session, but it was still a pretty good one. I had my feedback from Finn. I'll talk through how we're going to address the sort of issues I'm having in terms of weight, and then also sort of how the look is not worse, but it's not better. I'm just looking really flat. So I'll talk through in the next video a little bit about how we're going to drop that fatigue off, and how sort of we're managing this next sort of week or so of prep, and hopefully I can share a little bit about what's worked and what hasn't worked for me. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found a lot of it informative, and I feel like there is a fair amount to learn from there. And ultimately the big takeaway is don't just let the scale determine how you're feeling, whether you're someone who's just trying to lose a bit of fat or you're someone who's in a prep. Like, don't just fixate on that number. It's something that's been repeated to death, but look at how your training is, what your nutrition's like. Is there any problems that you're having? Is your stress good? Is your sleep good? There's so many variables to fat loss and training and physique development, that just highlighting one specific variable and then holding too much weight to it is ultimately not going to serve you. So that would be my big takeaway. But yeah, if you have any questions, please drop them down below. While you're down there, like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.